Well, good day, friends. Hello and welcome and welcome and hello and hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whether you're watching this brilliant live stream or you are catching the rerun later. We would like to say thank you for joining us and hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. It is un poco mas. My name is Danny Deals, and of course, if the day ends in a Y, we are going to be talking about SOFI stock. For those of you who want to get a look at my ugly mug this morning, I did get a little bit of sleep. Probably doesn't look like it because, another day older and deeper in debt, but that's just the way things go. Guys, we're talking SOFI, ticker symbol SOFI. Just to touch on the sort of macro conditions. GDP growth came in a bit hot. Doesn't necessarily mean that inflation is going to be hot. Tesla, of course, slid on earnings. And what do we always say, guys? Or I don't really always say, but I know it's not really the earnings, it's the guidance. And that's what killed Tesla. They really missed by a very small margin. Actually, I think it was a little better than some of us were expecting. But the guidance was for demand to continue to slow down. And I like Tesla as a company, their innovation, huge sort of first mover advantage. But some of the coverage on, YouTube is just a little bit ridiculous with the napkin math. They're like, Tesla's going to build 2 to 3 factories a year every year this decade, and they're going to be building 30 million cars a year by the end of it's like they're going to be the most valuable company in the world. It's like each Tesla share is going to be worth $150,000 by 2030. You're going to all be trillionaires. It's like, wait, are you sure? Hold on, let me get out my. Oh yeah, no, you're right. We're all going to be trillionaires. I'm sure. Okay, so guys, SoFi stock again. I guess I am just living in a bizarro world. I feel like everyone is taking crazy pills because the shorts and the bears are just whistling past the graveyard. And yes, they're killing options. Um, of course, and Max Payne popped up from 750, I believe, yesterday or at least Tuesday to $8. So not much going on the put side. A lot of calls still at 8, but obviously they're killing those, killing the volume there at 750, which is somewhat significant. But the volume of options was not massive this week at all, like it was last week, or I assume it probably will be next week. I haven't taken a close look at those options, though I do own a lot of them. I am focused on the fundamentals. All right. I'm like the Hank Hill of propane. You know, it's all about the fundamentals, Bobby. Look to the greats like Starbuck. Anyway, guys, King of the Hill, great show, of course, as most of you know. Hello and welcome, welcome and hello. It's Un Poco Moss. We give you just a little bit more volume again. Here's the thing, guys. Volume is high, so retail's not dumping. I think the shorts, the bears would much rather have lower volume. This does not bode well for them because they continue to borrow shares every single day. I mean, the short interest itself hasn't come up a lot, but the borrowing has come up a hell of a lot. All my simple brain can deduce is that short longs are going pure short and borrowing shares and just dumping long shares heavily to keep the price down, hoping maybe they can attack the stock after the ER. But you saw just a bit ago they were returning 2 million shares, and then as you saw that precipitous dump, you'll notice this will correspond to, that's not the right chart, this dump here. That's when they just, they turn on. That's why I say they control the price action through borrowing and through controlling the volume, but they can't really control the volume these last, week or so. So they're just having to just borrow and borrow and borrow. I mean, even yesterday, after they were borrowing 10 million during the day, they returned 11.5 million after hours and then borrowed again. So it's like, I don't know. I know a lot of these mechanics, how this borrowing and these shares work. There, it's not like one to one. Shares are borrowed. Sometimes it's very complex. But the point is, if you track it day after day after day, again, aggregate short volume ratio. Just a few weeks back, this number was in the 20s, and it just keeps going up. And then it was 55 yesterday, 54 the day before, 50, 51, 50, 51, 52, 49, 55. And, you know, you don't have to be a fucking math genius to understand that this has gone up a lot and that the bears and the shorts are absolutely digging in. They have not covered anything, and that's just where we are, guys. I mean, if the ER by some miracle is extremely good, better than almost anyone is expecting, which is exactly what I'm expecting because I'm a cockeyed optimist, folks. Are you saying that if he hadn't been such a cockeyed optimist, none of this would have happened, Ms. Bennis? Well, starts, if you're lifting your homework from Kramer, you're in big trouble. I used to work at Kramerica, actually. It was a great experience. You know, I gained a lot of experience. Anyway, guys, I don't mean to get off on one of our TV jerky boys tangents here, but just I don't know why everybody's panicking, even as much as these idiots have borrowed and shorted the stock, and as much as you idiots have bought calls that allowed them to collect premium and allowed many of you, obviously, to collect premium as well. The stock still really hasn't broken down. I mean, not that badly. I mean, you see, of course, from these levels where it broke through that big breakthrough. We were all so, happy about, and then tested, then just shot up, gapped up, consolidated a bit, gapped back down. I mean, it's just been a very wild ride, guys. But we're kind of, they bled money from people, they collected money from premiums and all. Again, you guys did the same, but we're not in a horrible position because, we're basically in charge of our own destiny. You have a big sorry, I got a getting bombarded with messages today. So much going on. But let's see. Uh anyway, guys, I got some just a busy day. I don't know what happened. I thought I was going to loaf through today, and it turned out I had to do a bunch of work. There's just a couple things I want to touch on, guys. The real deal here is you have this guidance that's just, to me, just doesn't make any sense. They're calling for, next year average under 2.5 billion in sales. I mean, it's just absurd. Some of these analysts are clearly, here just to put a low number on the stock. It's like, you know, they know when you take an average, this is going to affect things. So it doesn't have to really be backed up by that much. But what's leading you to believe this company is going to grow at 21%? I think they're going to grow like 34%, 2023. And I think they're probably going to grow at least 28, 29% next year. I think 2024 is going to be an extraordinarily good year for SoFi. The members that we're bringing in with these, student loan originations are going to get on the wheel, go to other products. And these are very high quality customers, extremely high credit scores, even 30 points, 40 points higher than our, personal loan customers, personal loan clients who also have incredible credit. But it's a binary choice, guys. Management cannot be right and meet their guidance and be telling the truth, and these analysts be right as well. It's a binary choice. Who are you going to trust? And I would argue, put your emotions aside, put your cult hat aside, put your SoFi fanboy hat aside, you know, and just look at the numbers. Just look at the history. Management has given you nine, quarters as a public company, and they've beat everybody's saying, I know there's been a couple little caveats in there, but they've basically beat and exceeded what they've been telling us every single quarter. It's beat, raise almost every single quarter. And yes, it's very dialed in. Yes, it's very controlled, but that is actually a good thing. The market likes predictability. The market likes stability. The market doesn't like these companies like, Upstart or Affirm that are just all over the place, whichever way the wind's blowing. The economy's bad, that kills us. The economy's good, we're on cloud nine. Let's go to 12. Let's go to 40. Mm. Welcome and hello, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us here on Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. My name, of course, is Danny Deals for Hurricane Lopez, Stock Karen, Not a Lurker, and the rest of our support team. We are chasing tornadoes with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt a little bit later on today. But while we have a lull, we're sitting around eating some sandwiches, and we decided to do a little napkin math, a little stock analysis, taking a look at the SOFI stock. And when I talk about analysis, I'm just going to throw something at you guys. John Heck from Jefferies, who is a very solid 5 star, always been a buy, just reiterated his buy at 15 on SoFi today. So very, very good news. Just as an example, guys, he also covers a firm and he reiterated a hold. And he has 5% upside on a firm. He has 96% upside on SoFi. So that just kind of tells you how the market is treating SoFi. It's like a redheaded stepchild. It's like Cinderella who's never going to the ball. You know, they just give you a pair of clogs. You're like, isn't that my diamond slipper? No, these are your wooden clogs. Get back there and scrub the floor. Like, are you doing this because I'm prettier than your real daughters? Yes. Yes, I hate. Um, anyway, guys, you know, it's easy to hate on the pretty orphan and make her scrub your floors in the tales of yore, but the point is SoFi is not Cinderella. You know, Anthony Noto is not Cinderella. And that's when I go back to my tile. Anthony Noto has his beautiful 1980s theatrical headshot. People don't know Anthony Noto for decades was on Broadway. He won 12 Tony Awards. You know, I can't even keep a straight face with this idiocy. He did the lifetime biopic of Michael Dukakis, and he just absolutely killed. Critics were just blown away, and that's how he launched his career in finance. He took that Dukakis money. Uh, this scene was epic, where Dukakis was in that leather helmet and he rode that tank. Jesus, man, talk about a self-inflicted wound. But anyway, guys, I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's just interesting to take a look at these calls because when you see a guy who has this much credibility tell you the stock's worth 15 bucks, and then you see, you know, other people with, I would argue, less credibility telling you the stock's worth 650, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, less than 0. Um, it's a shame some of these turds. And again, I want to thank my squeaking chair, which is adding ambiance and probably is the most intelligent voice in the room because otherwise I'm the only one here. Guys, I don't use my props enough. Not a lurker reminded me. I am bullish. I am bullish. The SoFi stock. Nobody wins in a headbutt. Um, Thank you, not a lurker. I need some. What's up, guys? What's up, Oprah? Eyeballs on me. That's funny. Um, Anyway, guys, but a guy walks into a board or a guy walks into a bar and says, "Ouch!" It's like the worst joke ever. In any case, guys, except the interrupting cow. That's one of my favorites. But kids love it. But anyway, guys, do not hit the like button. Definitely don't subscribe. You're going to get a computer virus, and your entire system is going to be overrun with bad stock recommendations, fat guys in pink visors telling you what to do. Oh, it's horrible. It's a Trojan Toper. It's a Trojan Danny Deals. That's what we do. We infect your system. We get inside your head. We recommend horrible, horrible stocks and just lead you astray. But it's not advice, folks. It's for entertainment purposes only. And it's not even doing that. So I'm really not sure what the purpose is, but that's just kind of the way things go. Um, so anyway, guys, that's John Heck. That's the re-rate 15. You know, you have to decide who you're going to trust. You have to decide what their analysis is, why they're making that rating, the timing of that rating. I think, of course, he's kind of responding to a lot of these other jabronis that are making the unusual. Like, you know, the parrot came out and he's like, what am I going to do on my vacation? I'm a well-paid, senior vice president or whatever they call their, balding middle management suck-ups, ineffectual middle management suck-ups. And he's like, what am I going to do on New Year's? Like, maybe I go out with some friends, have a drink, maybe kiss my wife, watch some fireworks, whatever the case may be. Nope. Write this little downgrade on the SoFi stock and release it on the second, like a you know, like a blindside kamikaze attack. Like it's like the next Pearl Harbor. It's like the hairline, the Parrot Harbor attack of January 2nd, whatever you want to call it, guys. I'm, of course, blabbering like an idiot, but what else is new? That's what you guys love. That's why you tune in. So anyway, that's the rating. But when I tell you guys it's a binary choice, fourth quarter, we are going to see historically an increase in membership and a decrease in personal loan originations. I think we are going to see a huge increase in student loan refis, and I think we're going to see a surprising amount of student loan refis was and home loan refis. I think because what do people want in a home loan to get a home loan? They don't necessarily need rates to be lower right this minute. You can always refi if you see that deal, and there are some deals on real estate because rates were so high, there were absolutely no transactions. So people who needed to sell had to take what they could take, or had to find a cash buyer, had to find a buyer who was willing to go into a 5-year arm and roll the dice, roll them bones. Got the 7-11. As Ice Cube once said in Today Was a Good Day, or whatever that song was. He didn't even have to use his AK, folks. He just rolled them bones, made some money, had a few drinks, had sex with a few women, and rolled on back to the crib in his Impala. And that's a good day, guys. You run them hydraulics, you don't have to run that chopper. That's the way it goes. Hello and welcome, Thomas. How are you? What are you guys doing? Yeah, not a lurker gets unlimited tap water. But thinking again, so does everybody. Mm. And if you don't, just pop a hydrant, kids. That's what we do out on the East Coast. Hot day, just pop a hydrant. Um, what's going on? It's stimulating. Alberto, you're on the wrong channel. Pornhub is a completely other site. No, guys, I'm just joshing you. Anyway, guys, how's it going, everybody? Hello and welcome to all my new viewers. I never have any new viewers. It's always the exact same people. That's funny. It's a closed loop, guys. But so I'm talking about what's going to happen. The dark horse, guys, is tech. The dark horse is tech. People are trying to bridge the gap between management's guidance and the numbers they're seeing, the trends they're seeing. They're like, look, personal loans are going to be down, membership's going to be down from last quarter. I personally don't believe that at all. I think that's a complete fugazi. I think people are misunderstanding the numbers. And I think people that come on for student loans and loans, they might not be initially going on with the app. They could be online. They could be on the phone. There's other ways of doing that. So I know that's not a huge effect, but you know, what I'm telling you guys is that the 0% estimate or the 1 cent loss is just not supported by reality. I want to look at data-driven investing, who's like the number one SoFi data guy on earth. I don't actually know his real name, so it could be a woman. I have no idea. Kind of assume data-driven investing is a man. Actually, I think I saw him interviewed once or twice on YouTube, so I'm pretty sure it's a dude, but I can't remember his name. Let's see. Chris, you guys are funny, Alberto. What's going on, guys? What's up, Ross? Last year's bank bailouts expiring. This March being good for regionals. I've just heard people saying that online. I don't know. So anyway, guys, data-driven investing. Yeah, fourth quarter is historically SoFi's strongest quarter. Look at this trend, guys. Okay. Um, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, 2020. Big increase Q3, Q4, Q2, Q3, Q4. See the same thing Q1 there in 2021. I think that was when they went public. So that was kind of a, pop that wasn't expected. But then again, Q2, Q3, Q4, huge increase. You just see it again. Q1, Q2, Q3, this was kind of a choppy 2022, obviously with interest rates and stuff. Was a little bit out there, and then student loan moratorium extensions, blah, blah, blah. But still, Q3 to Q4, pretty good increase. And then the trend here this year is unmistakable, guys. New members, I don't know what that is like. I'm just estimating with my eyes, but like 420, just shy of 600,000. Then the huge pop to 717. Everybody's saying, okay, this is going to come back into the fives. That's what management is guiding for. But then how does management get you to those numbers? Management is sandbagging. Management is setting this up. Hello and welcome Hello and welcome, Princess J. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. You are the absolute best. Absolute best. Thank you so much for encouraging me to make this channel. Look what you did. Look what you did. Take up all these people's valuable time listening to me blabber on, but at least maybe you have to listen to me a little bit less at home. So that's a blessing for all of us, or at least for you. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello, all you new folks. Hello and welcome. Want to send hearts out to Princess J, the absolute best person on earth, in my not so humble opinion. And let's not forget QT Cutes for all your love and support and your hair and your treats and your dumps I have to pick up, but we love you nonetheless. Yes, everybody, thank Princess J. She is, you know, I literally probably could not get out of bed and tie my shoes in the morning if she were not giving me very clear instructions. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome. I got sidetracked because I just get so happy thinking about Princess J when she's not here. Hello, sweetheart. In any case, guys, let's look at the try to cage my semi and get back to the membership numbers. But look at this trend, guys. Look at the growth trend in members, please. And that's not a joke. There's nothing south of the border. But if this continues, guys, if this continues, we'd be, draw a line. We'd be somewhere up here, 850. I'm predicting 829. 829,000 new members. You heard it first. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this whole article. I'd strongly encourage you to read it. He is extremely logical, and everything is backed up by numbers. He's predicting 630K new members, which will be 700 and or 7.6 million totals. Originations always tend to go down in Q4 in terms of personal loans, but I think we're on a very good trend with student loans, so I'm not terribly worried about that. Usually we've seen Q3, then Q4, Q2, Q3 goes way up, and then Q4 goes down. So here we see Q2, Q3 up, way 4 down. Here Q2, Q3 is flat. So I don't know. I don't know if the trend's going to be there. Obviously, the trend is upward overall, and the last 4 quarters strongly upward. So we just have to wait and see what happens. The thing with the data set, the history of this company, we only have 9 quarters as a public company. So it's not that much data to look at. So when you look at these trends, you can kind of be grasping at straws. You kind of see what you want to see. You kind of see, where it is on a bar graph. And then if you look at a line chart or pie, it can kind of look a little bit different. A lot of things are how you frame the data. That guy, Felix and Friends, who does like the options classes and stuff, he, I guess, was an investment banker, and he was in charge of, and also a lawyer. Interesting guy. He was showing how graphs, he would construct graphs to say whatever his bosses told him to say. And he could take the same data set and make the graph look incredibly good or incredibly bad, or the chart, just depending on whatever you. Felix, Egyptians. 4,000 million% for the year? Talking to my golden retriever. Oh, hello. No, I like Felix. Good guy. He's not going to make you a stupid rich. Anyway, guys, EPS 4, EPS 5, Alberto Bertiavales. How about that? Anyway, guys, SOFI originations per members. He's saying, okay, personal loans are going to be at 3.57 originations, 1.6 on student loans. I think he's a little bit low on both. The consistent trend in deposits, again, he's going through deposits. He's saying 2.9, which is basically going to be flat. I'm calling for at least 3.5. I think this one's going to be the shocker. This one's going to be one of the shockers. Revenue, SoFi's guiding 565, 585. Basically, if they hit the midpoint, it's 3 cents. If they hit the midpoint, it's 3 cents. Tech is the dark horse wild card, guys. Tech is the key. How does management bridge the gap? How do they get from A to B? I think they might shock us on tech. Why not? Why couldn't something big have come online that they haven't been able to talk about? I don't know. All these analysts, the parrot thinks he knows that tech is going to slow down a lot. Management's telling us the opposite. Again, who are you going to believe? Management who's been consistently right and consistently understating the growth and everything else, and they've told us there's a roadmap on tech. There was going to be a reset. They were going to jettison some of the crappy little clients who didn't pay, didn't make us any money, and they were going to start trying to land some bigger fish that would actually make us a legitimate tech company, get us that sweet, sweet hybrid valuation that we've all been coveting so well. Turn you to the bosom of the Pacific Ocean, which you loved so well. Guys, I know many of you have been from Leo Creo to as far north as Pismo. In any case, guys, Donnie who loved bowling. Walter Sobchak, one of the great characters of all time. I model much of my personality, my investing, after Walter Sobchak, and it's served me well to this point. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome, welcome and hello. But basically, he's looking for, and if you just, where was it? Where's his actual number? I don't know. It's here. Okay, so it's 3 cents basically, guys. So GAAP net income, he's looking for 27 million, shares outstanding 960 million, will be GAAP EPS of 0.028. So almost 3 cents. I'm calling for 3 to 5. I'm leaning more toward 5. Thinking it could be 4, as Alberto said. Bonus prediction, next year's guidance. This is the numbers we were just looking at. He has the average at 2.51, so that might have adjusted up a little bit if Jeffrey's re-rate today included some upward move in their guidance for or their estimate for next year. But given the difference between net income and EBITDA is about 120 million per quarter, 5% average estimate, blah blah blah. So he's looking for I think closer to 10 to 13 cents next year rather than the 6 that are analyzed. I think it's going to be like 14 cents. I think management's going to keep raising. Final quick thought. SoFi has never missed the midpoint of their revenue or EBITDA guidance. On average, they have beat revenue and EBITDA by 22 million and 15 million respectively. If they were to do that again, just what they always do, they'd end up with 597 million in revenue and 155 million in adjusted EBITDA, which would be around 37 million in GAAP net income or about 4 cents EPS. Those would both be higher than my predictions here. Just one more data point for people to consider. Those are not wild numbers, guys. 5 cents, which I think is going to happen, 3 to 5. I'm leaning toward the high side. I'm always that cockeyed optimist, or I'm just a big doofus, but you can judge. And again, I would encourage you never, ever, ever do anything with your money based on what I say, even though I'm a big idiot, but even what seemingly more knowledgeable YouTubers say. Look at the numbers. Think for yourself. Take the emotion out. Don't look at, oh, was the guy on YouTube, good looking? Was he fat? Was he thin? Did he, have his head up his ass? Did he make sense? It's better to read things in print. Look at numbers, when you have your own time, you can think about it, look at the trends. So here's his predictions in one easy place. And again, data-driven investing has been, he breaks SoFi stuff. The guy is the man on SoFi. So 630K new members. You see the personal loans, new deposits. I think he's a little low. He's under 3. I think it's going to be well over 3. Lending 3.66, financial services, technology revenue. He has just under 100 million. I think it could be more, 105 million. Honestly, I think tech is going to surprise to the upside, make up some of that profit. Corporate revenue minus 18.5, total adjusted net revenue 586, adjusted EBITDA 145. And GAAP net income 27, and so 3 cents, a little bit under 3 cents. So SoFi's prediction for, he's predicting SoFi will give guidance for next year of 2.6 to 2.8, and will give guidance for 2024 adjusted EBITDA 560 to $610 million. So that would again be a massive increase over this year's levels, depending on how those actually work out. Oh boy. Okay, guys. The other just thing besides tech and we just can't predict what's going on with tech. It's not like these other numbers. Something big can happen all at once. So it's not like these little incremental changes. They're trying to make big changes to their tech company in terms of the customer. And they're trying to do so pretty rapidly. Now, I know that won't bring in a lot of revenues right when they land those customers, but there could also be deals already done and dusted that they haven't really revealed yet. So, time will tell on that one. But yes, Linda Love, thank you, Oprah Sweat Cave. You have a dark, musty sense of humor. Deuce Kabuski sold $500 million with tech something. That would really make Wall Street and institutional money feel very good, Deuce, because one of the biggest points in the bear case has been, the fact that the loan book is so shaky, and then that makes up so much of the balance sheet, which is, I think, a somewhat legitimate criticism. It's not somewhat; it's just speculative. You don't know if it's going to become a big problem or not, but it's certainly a vulnerability. So that's pretty fair, guys. Um, let's see, Galileo partners parabolic. Yeah, maybe they can partner with GameStop or something. But Galileo guys, they have good customers. They're taking on more customers. Very exciting stuff with the SoFi at work. Guys, I want to make a point about customer acquisition costs. I don't know if that's in here. I don't know where it is. But basically, customer acquisition costs have been coming way down for the last 3 quarters. So, again, I don't have time to find it right now, guys. I want to get off this. Here's my tile once again. It's Anthony Noto in his theatrical headshot from when he was starring in the biopic about the life story of Michael Dukakis. He again won 12 Tonys. This was back in, I believe, 96. He was on hiatus. He was on a sabbatical from his job at Goldman Sachs, and God, he captured Dukakis. It was amazing. He had a prosthetic nose. They did. He still had the salt and pepper. He's had that salt and pepper color in his hair since birth. He was born with that exact hairstyle. So, God bless you, Anthony Noto. Godspeed, sir. We expect to hear great things from you Monday morning. At least I do, for one. Anyway, guys, not sure where I was going with any of that, but customer acquisition costs. Why is it so important, guys? Okay, so say just for instance, SoFi signs up 700,000 new members, right, guys? Um, let's see. So if customer acquisition cost, it's been coming down from like close to $400, then it was like 310, then 250, and Q4 they could rely more on the stadium and just absolutely slash that spend. So say they just bring that down another $10 or look at $10 increments. So if you're capturing 700,000 new members, right? And you save $10 per capture, that's $7 million in savings for every $10 you can reduce customer acquisition costs during that quarter versus kind of what's expected, what that baseline is if you're a baseline budgeter. So if they make the kind of reduction they've made the last 2 quarters, which is like $50 or $40, I mean, huge reduction, you could be talking about, if you could reduce customer acquisition costs by 700,000 members times $40, I mean, you're talking about $28 million, which would basically double, the bottom line. I mean, that's another 2.8 cents on top. So I don't know what data-driven investing had built in for any savings in customer acquisition costs, but I think that could be another ace old Tony Notes has up his sleeve. And Tony Notes is dealing like Clayton Kershaw at his best, like Oral Hershiser, just moving the ball around in the strike zone and being as boring as a bowl of Wheaties. When I was a kid, Oral Hershiser was my favorite pitcher. I think I just liked saying Oral Hershiser. On a serious note, you do so good YouTube watch they actually do. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, you probably want to watch somebody else for that serious note. You want a toe? I can get you a toe. Yeah, get you a toe, dude. It's no big deal. Get you a toe in an hour. Like he's like, it's funny. It's like Hoffa. Get a guy's dick and balls from the morgue if you have to, but kill the story. Kill the story. He's like, what? Kill the story. It's like, yeah, it's pretty effective. Nobody wants to have their penis cut off. If you're a journalist, you probably have a certain, amount of pride, a certain amount of scruples, but you're going to draw the line at Jimmy Hoffa and coming after you. Who wants Danny DeVito's already down at that level, like a straight razor. That's something you're just going to have nightmares about. Like, kill the story. Anyway, guys, Hoffa, great movie. Very long movie. Very, very long. Just kind of went on forever. That sort of end part is like, ah, enough already. But anyway, guys, so just think about it. If they're able to reduce customer acquisition costs, say $20, and even if they get, say, 600,000 members, that's still, $12 million in savings by my napkin math. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, Walter, you're not wrong. You're just an asshole. Thank you very much, dude. So anyway, guys, SoFi, guys, what's the short interest? I think that's what some of you have been asking about. Like, who is this blowhard? Why is he going on? Give us some data, you big idiot. So I will try to do that. So yeah, borrowing, they were returning 1.5. Then when the stock took that big drop, there's about a 3 million share swing. Now they're again borrowing 1.4. They were up to 11 million yesterday. Overnight return still ended up borrowing 2. So borrowing every single day, guys. It's still not leading to any big increase in cost to borrow because there's so many damn shares. But utilization's going higher, short scores going higher, shares on loan gone way up, and the short itself has been relatively flat. And again, we already went over this. This is free on Fintel. I'm not logged into Fintel or anything, so you can go check out the aggregate short volumes. All the short exchange data, it's all published. They publish like a month of it or, 3-4 weeks of it. So a lot of this information is free, guys. You just got to know how to grab it. It's all floating through the air. It's like, where do you get these numbers? He's like, you just, it's just floating through the air. Little heat reference for you guys. Little heat reference for you on a Thursday. Hey guys, what's up, Citizen 86? SoFi at work, has huge potential. And if you look at who they're working with, Tesla, Microsoft, it's not like a monetization relationship at this point. I mean, I'm not saying there's a lot of revenue in it, but the relationships are there. They're building the relationships. They want to be not only the AWS, but then, the whatever of benefits, the MetLife or the Hartford or whatever the fuck. They can move into so many areas. There's infinite room to be expanding. Who's that guy? There's some real estate show on Bravo. Guys, like, I forget what it was. That was like a male model and he became a very successful realtor. He's like, expand in all ways, always, or something. It's very stupid slogan or whatever, but kind of, just reminds me of SoFi. Guys, not a lurker. Appreciate you, buddy. And also, yes, you guys can give a thumbs up for Princess J if you want. I would not suggest leaving one for me. Wait till I do an actually decent show that's entertaining or provides some sort of useful information before you go ahead and hit that button. But guys, there's several good articles out. Strong buy, strong buy. Last 3 days on Seeking Alpha, and as opposed to a lot of the other journalists, these guys actually back up what they're talking about with a lot of numbers. So SoFi rejoice and profit from the free fall. That's not that it's gonna free fall. This is actually a bullish article that you can profit from the recent free fall. A little bit of a misleading headline, but JR Research, he's on the money, on the pulse. A breakout may be ahead. Data-driven investing, of course. SoFi will likely beat on revenue in EPS in Q4 2023 and FY 2024. I think they're going to save on customer acquisition costs and increase tech more than anybody's expecting and come in with a huge beat at 5 cents per share. You heard it here first. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I might be, guys. I mean, you know, it is what it is. There can be surprises, but everything I know about SoFi management and their business and how they tend to work with their numbers and how they tend to sandbag their numbers, how they tend to underpromise and overdeliver, I'm looking at a minimum of 3 cents and closer to that 5 cent mark. That's what I'm looking for, guys. The market is certainly pricing in disappointing guidance. I mean, that's for sure, bull on parade. But guys, let's see what we're doing on the day. Oh, back down. Lovely. Just really holding on to that $7.60 mark, 42 million shares traded on the day. It'd be curious to see what the put calls were doing because they were red and then yeah, so today just a little bit red and then Wednesday really big to the green side. So a little bit of conflicting data there. You got to believe some of these shorts are hedging. You got to believe maybe some of the longs are hedging to the short sides. A lot of hedging, a lot of stuff going on. I'm just not smart enough to discern all of the, how everything ties together in terms of the shorts, in terms of the options. And there's just a lot of things going on. The smart money doesn't like to lose. So High Street retains its street high price target as Q4 earnings. That's a reiteration. Main Street Solutions has a $100,000 position in SoFi. BFD, grow a pair, buy a few shares. Noto buys that many shares in his sleep. He just has it on auto buy. From the change for at Starbucks, he buys more shares than that. Wealthfront Advisors coming in at 264,000. That's a respectable position. Buy a few more. I have more shares than that when you count my options. Way more. Anyway, guys. So as people ask me, I don't disclose my exact positions on stocks. They're always changing. I'm buying calls, I'm buying leaps all the time. It's not that simple. I own SoFi in no less than 5 different accounts, also retirement. It's not that. It's not like I can just go, this is exactly how many shares I have, and this is my average cost. It takes time to figure out. But guys, I am not full of shit trying to suck in you idiots to short the stock. I am long the stock. I am pure long the stock. I'm zero hedge, and I have a lot of my own very, very hard earned money in the stock. And for those guys of you that are long and aren't turds, I'm right there with you. And I put my money where my big trap is. And, if we get crushed after earnings, I'm going to get kicked in both nuts, probably harder than anybody. But that's just the way it is, guys. That is the danger. Individual stocks can go way up or way down, but guys, we like the swings. We like the action. We're junkies. That's why we do this, to torture ourselves, to get the glory. It's like, the Kyle said in South Park. It's like, without feelings, or Butters, who was it? He's like, without the highs, you can't feel the lows, and without the lows, you can't feel the highs. And plus, anything's better than being a dweeby goth kid or whatever. But anyway, guys, nuts come and go. Yep, this is the way it is, guys. This is the life we've chose. This is the life we've chose. And as Denny Green said, the late great Denny Green, they are who we thought they were. You are who I thought you were. And that's a bunch of degenerate turds. But you guys, best of luck. We've got hey Lisa, what's going on? We got one day left, one trading day left. Shorts have their noses absolutely wide open, and tellingly, the price is coming in very low. Would still expect a move up to around the $8 area late tomorrow. Once everybody's abandoned ship on the options, or maybe even slightly over that, because I think the shorts have got to be at least slightly afraid of Noto. I think some of these guys have to at least read data-driven investing. I think some of them have to do the math and see that it is in fact possible that they get that three. That three, three is like very likely. I think three is the least they're going to do. I mean, read the analysis by data driven investing, read the Seeking Alpha article, look at the numbers. Why is Q4 going to be so bad? It's historically SoFi's best quarter. You know, early on in Q4, everybody thought rates were coming down. People are probably diving into home loans, diving into student loans. You'll take a home loan. All you have to know is that rates are going to come down in the fairly near future, the next couple of years. And you can always refi, guys. And student loans, you refi as many times as you want with no penalties, no payments. So there's nothing really discouraging people from refining. Um, yeah, don't tell your wife that. She might assume SoFi is a stripper, like Diamond, or one of those. One of those. Guys. Anyway, it is. What the hell is this? It's Un Poco Mas. My name is Danny Deals for Hurricane Lopez, Stock Karen, Princess J, Not a Lurker, Cutie, and the rest of the Turd Army, Un Poco Mas family. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Say your prayers, kids. This is going to be a nail biter. You just don't know what's going to happen. Any miss on this dog shit guidance, and the market is going to cut us in half at the balls. And that's just the way it is, guys. I probably won't get any sleep this weekend. I apologize, Princess J. No, I will. I'm going to not drink coffee. I'm going to get sleep. I'm going to be a good boy. It's 2024 Dan. 2024 Dan does the right stuff. 2024 Dan is not a big fat idiot, as 2023 Dan was, and he was in each of the preceding years of his 70 some odd years on this life. But guys, I think I look pretty good for a 79-year-old great grandfather of 97. No, guys, seriously, I'm not that old, but I am getting those postcards from the AARP. Guys, I got to bail out of this stream. Sorry, Flint Creek, I can't go on. I'm losing my voice. Anyway, let me actually just see one more time what the price is. Okay, 761. So we are creeping back up just a hair, and I think we could come up a little bit more today. Ooh, it just went up a little bit sharply there, but this stock falls and rises sharply, and that's just the way it is. This is a bunch of mechanics playing games with the price action, but eventually, guys, fundamentals matter, and eventually the stock price will reflect the performance of the company. And that's all you need to know is long. Good night, sweet prince. It's great talking to you guys. Un poco mas. Peace. I'm out. ASMR Danny Deals, giving you his outro.
Heavy breathing of a fit man. I'm throwing in ASMR for free. Don't call the authorities, I'm faking a heart attack. Bye-bye. I love you, Princess J. The rest of you turds, I fucking hate you. Go do something useful. Go outside. Meet a girl. Kiss a girl. Stop watching the internet. There's too much chafing.